A huge chunk of this video is about a trip that Melissa and I took to Roanoke, Virginia, and I realize that most people are coming to watch this video and want me to just cut to the chase. But this is an ongoing vlog about my life, and more than Virginia happened this week. So feel free to skip ahead if you're here for the Super Carlin Brothers fun, but for the rest of you, here comes week 41. This week's activities kicked off on Tuesday night when I went to the fall band concert. I've never done this concert before because I've always been more connected with the fall marching band, which doesn't participate in the concert. But I have students involved in concert bands, so I wanted to give it a go. The next night was the orchestra concert. The highlight for me was Smetana's Moldau. And Thursday we finished up with the choir concert. On Friday in AP Computer Science Principles, we finished up an Arduino project. These students created these little devices and wrote the programs that make them function. Then Friday at midnight, we caught the red-eye and headed towards Roanoke. We had a pretty short layover in Charlotte, but the plane from Charlotte to Roanoke was an experience I'll not soon forget. It was a tiny little 50-seater with 2 seats on one side and 1 seat on the other. We were flying over rainstorms, but it was too short to get any altitude, so it was turbulence the entire way. The primary reason for going to Roanoke was to attend an event called GoFest. GoFest is a celebration of all things outdoorsy that Roanoke hosts every year. But the reason we attended was that the Super Carlin Brothers were hosting a live recording of their podcast. Most of the rest of the group that we met up with also attended a trivia night the night before, but we were too busy moving across the country to attend the opening festivities.
Extra layers did you wear? It's raining. There we go. Well, that seemed reasonable enough. That seemed reasonable. Well, I'm not done, so. Did it go under the stage?
Oh yeah!
That's bad. I mean, if we're doing GoFest. The return of the shirt. Of the ketchup splatter. So it's now a guitar. Is it? I mean.
I'll link the full show in the card if you want to listen in. After the show, the brothers hosted a meet and greet time so that we got to hang out with them a little bit one-on-one. But since they had a merchandise tent, we did get to talk to them at other times over the weekend. Speaking of their merchandise, I do have a link below that you can use to support the Super Carlin Brothers, and using the link will also support me as I work on this vlog. Anyway, during the meet and greet time, we got to hang out with the other SCB fans as well, that we've been hanging out with for years on Discord. It's much more fun to hang out in person. And also I wanted to make a special shout out to Rachel for taking all the photos during the meet and greet time. The last time I was laying in a bed was 36 hours ago. think I'm done. Of course, being in another city, we had to explore the town and eat all the food, including this plethora of different barbecue sauces. We got to visit the library, we got to experience a little bit more of this GoFest thing. On Sunday, we had breakfast with Dr. Sherry, an SCB fan that also watches Geek Week. She also has her own YouTube channel. Click on the card to visit her page. Sunday afternoon, we got together with some of the other SCB fans, primarily Emily and Dola's husband Tony. We went up to the Roanoke Star and enjoyed some great views of the city. Later that night, we got together again for dinner. We went to the Wasina Tap Room and got the famous Carlin Brothers pork rinds. Had a great dinner and just had a lot of fun hanging out with these great people. The next morning, we were back on the planes and back to Denver. We were back in the little plane again, but it was a much better ride as we weren't flying over the storm clouds and a much more reasonable time of day, so we got to enjoy the view a little bit better. And back in Charlotte, it was really nice to see some planes with a little more girth to them. But mostly it was nice to see our Rocky Mountains with a really pretty sunset for us.